Hello, everybody. Welcome to Creating Successful Tweet Storms Part 2. My name is Beth. I have been a volunteer with Mothers Out Front for 5 years now, and I come to you as a member of the digital engagement team to bring to you the second half of the training that you started with Laura. Today, we're going to discuss hashtags, the visuals you want to use in your tweet storm, how to seed your tweets and what that looks like, what to do during the event to make it successful, and how to follow up after the event for the greatest success for this and your next tweet storm. All right, quickly, we're gonna go over the timeline again. In part 1 with Laura, you talked about what to do 3 to 4 weeks before. Today, we're gonna talk about everything starting at 2 weeks before. You're gonna choose your campaign hashtag and your supporting tags. You're going to train any members of your group that might need it, whether this means more advanced training like this on how to do a tweet storm, or whether it means simply getting more people on Twitter and showing them the basics of how to use it. 1 week before the event, you should be sure to have sample tweets, text, and images ready for your website or emails. And you should send your emails or links to the website or both out to your team. 2 days before the event, the leaders should meet and just tie up any loose ends. The day before, you're going to want to send out your reminder email or other kind of communication. You also might decide to do this the day of if you think that your members have like a happy trigger finger and they're going to kind of get an email and then start tweeting too early. And then the day of, it's time to have your tweet storm. All right, let's talk about hashtags. This is the part about tweeting in general, and especially tweet storms, that we get the most questions about. All right, so let's talk first about making your unique hashtag. A unique hashtag is a hashtag that you are using specifically for this event or campaign. It should include your key message and or your ask, depending on what that looks like. It needs to be as short as possible so you have room for text in your tweet. You don't want like a sentence long hashtag. It has to be only numbers and letters, because any punctuation, even if they're appropriate for the usage in it, they will break the hashtag. It needs to be unique. And what do we mean by this? This means that when you as a team decide on a hashtag or have a list to decide from, you want to go onto Twitter, and I have an image down here to kind of show you. And in the search bar, you want to put in the hashtag you're thinking about using. Now, a few things can happen. The best case scenario is you put in your hashtag and nothing comes up. That means nobody's ever used or thought of this hashtag before. It has no history on Twitter. Great, it's unique. You could pull up a hashtag that was used a bit 2 years ago. That's really also fine, unless it's somehow associated with something unpleasant. Or you could pull up a hashtag that got used like once within the last year, and that's fine too. It might not be unique, but for our purposes, it counts. However, if you type in your hashtag and you get a lot of things coming up in your search, then you don't want to use it because it is not unique, and it will be harder for you to track, and it will be confusing. Finally, your hashtag, just to say, it doesn't have to do everything. You don't need to have all of your messaging in your hashtag. It should be clear what you're talking about, but it doesn't need to have everything. That's what you have the rest of the tweet for. Our example that we're using for this training is the Fridays for Future, Strike for Climate, and their hashtag is Strike for Climate. It's short. It doesn't have anything to break it, like punctuation. It's clear. It's got the ask in it. We want you to strike for climate with us. You can get that from there. And they've used it so much that I would recommend not using it if you're not with this campaign, unless you are actually doing the campaign. All right, so once you've got your unique hashtag, what you want to do is pick 1 to 2 companion tags. And I want to talk about this number first. So on Twitter, you don't want to use more than 3 hashtags. What happens if you do this is to Twitter, you might look like a spam bot, and they might not show your tweets to as many eyeballs. So you have your hashtag, that's 1 hashtag, and you have 1 to 2 companion tags. I would recommend 1 companion tag. Having 2 hashtags is perfect. When you pick a companion tag, what you want this time is you do want a popular tag that will be seen. You want a tag that other people are using, because when they use it in their own tweets, Twitter is going to show them more tweets with that tag, including yours. And you want it to be on topic. You don't want to, for example, use a hashtag that has to do with the music industry during your climate strike. Our example here is that a lot of times when I'm doing the digital strikes with Fridays for Future, I might use the hashtag climate emergency. And I can use this hashtag any time of the week, any time of the day. It's appropriate for sharing articles. It's used all the time. So it's not only used during that time during the Friday for Future digital strikes, but it is appropriate to it. All right, let's talk about visuals. There are three basic kinds of visuals you can use. The simplest one is an image. And an image is going to be just simply a picture you have on your phone or your computer that you can upload. You can use an image that you've had from a previous rally, or an image you took of yourself that you really like, or an image of you and your kids to make a point. Or you can ask your members and do yourself to make a selfie with a sign. I have an example here. This is an image from Fridays for Future digital strike. They had a Zoom meeting because they're a digital strike, and they held up signs and they took a screenshot of that, and that became a visual that they used with their campaign. So it can be that simple, just a visual. I'd say the next level is to make memes that you can share with your team. Now, a meme is just going to be a picture with some words on it that give a clearer idea than just a picture of what you're talking about. You want to use a compelling image. It should be attractive, and it should be somewhat relevant. Again, a picture of you is fine. That's relevant. You're the one making this post. If you can, include the hashtag and the message. Usually that's okay. There's usually room. Try to pick pictures that do have room for those things. I recommend, if you don't have your own tools, to use canva.com for making memes. It's incredibly easy, it's free, it's intuitive. They have images and clip art you can use if you don't have your own. I think that most people who are a little bit tech savvy or internet savvy can use it. All right, now the ideal situation is that you are using videos. When you use videos, you get better reach. You make people stop scrolling because they want to see what happens next in the video. So you get more attention per eyeball in addition to more eyeballs. You can use videos that you have on file from maybe like a previous rally or a hearing, anything you want. Another thing you can do is you can, and ask your members to, make selfie videos. So just take 30 seconds or less, hold the camera or the phone like you're taking a selfie, and just say who you are, that you're with Mothers Out Front, what the ask is, who you're asking it of, and maybe if you have time, a little personalized message. That's it. It's that easy. This is a really great way for people to do videos and get comfortable doing that kind of thing. All right, let's talk about seeding tweets. About 1 week before, you want to make sure you are ready for people to be tweeting. And that means that you are going to hold their hand a little. So the leadership team and any volunteers who want to help out should create 2 to 3 tweets that your membership can copy and paste the day of. These should have all your messaging. They should include your hashtags. They should include your ad tags. Anytime you write one and you're like, great, this is it, you want to make sure you check your character count in Twitter. Just cut and paste it to Twitter. Twitter has 280 characters. You really don't want to provide people with tweets that they literally cannot tweet. Send these out or make them available on the website, or both, the day before or the day of. And as I said before, if you think your membership is going to get an email or a link to a web page and just start tweeting without paying attention to the time, I recommend sending it out the day of. If you think they'll read carefully, or your message is clear enough and short enough, then send it out the day before to give them a little time to get ready. Provide memes or images or videos in your email and or on the web page that you're going to make for this. Again, encourage people to save those to their own phone or computer and include them with their tweet if they're not going to do one of their own. They also provide ways to show people how to do something like take a selfie. Now, you've had your sample tweets, and these are great for membership who maybe don't have enough time or enough savvy on Twitter to create tweets, or maybe they just start to feel awkward about writing their own words, or they don't know what to say. But even better is if you've asked your membership to commit to creating unique tweets, because unique tweets will look more like people are personally invested. It's the difference between a senator getting 50 of the same letters and 50 unique letters that have been personalized. When you ask for unique tweets, make sure you include in a very simple bulleted list what hashtags people need, who the targets are, what at tags they're going to include, in other words, and what your talking points are. Make this short, make it clear. People are probably going to forget, but make it as hard to forget as possible. And here's a great place too to ask for people with selfies or selfie videos with signs or messages. And when you send out this information to people, you want to ask them to commit to tweeting the same way that you would ask them to commit to show up to a rally. You get RSVPs for an event. This is an event. If you can and you have the technology, try to send out the kind of sign up that includes a calendar that just automatically pops up in their Google Calendar or their Apple Calendar. If not, ask them to put it in their calendar and remind them that this is an event that they are attending and they want to remember to go. In addition, and we'll talk about this more in a second, you want to tell them to look for other tweets using the hashtag and to support those tweets. All right, now we're at the event. You have 4 basic tasks, and leaders should be doing this throughout the 2 or so hours of your tweet storm to boost all of this. Your job right now is to kind of like write your own tweets and also be the cheerleaders and the support for all of your team members who are doing the same thing. All right, so the first thing obviously is you want everybody tweeting. Unique is better, but it's totally fine if people only have time to cut and paste those sample tweets. That's why you made them. Again, you really want people to include visuals as much as possible. Then you're going to go to the hashtag page. Remember, we looked at that search function before. Now search your own unique hashtag. You're going to get a page that says popular and then next to it latest. These are tabs within that page. Popular is great if you only have 5 minutes to go on. But if you're a leader and you're checking in every 15 minutes or so, you want to go to the latest part of that page and just go down the line and like everything you see that's part of your tweet storm. And then when you get to the ones that you know you've already liked, then you can take a break. The other thing you want to do on this page is to comment or retweet with a comment. I would say retweeting with a comment's a little better because it shows up to more people, but commenting is good too. You want these to be supportive comments, or they can be comments that kind of gently put in something that your users have forgotten. So for example, if somebody's created a great tweet, but they forgot the hashtag, you can comment and you can say, you know, yeah, I agree, and then add the hashtag. Or if they've forgotten to tag the target, same thing. Or you can retweet it like that too. And if you have no idea what to say, it's the end of the 2 hours, but you're a leader and you got to do this and you're drained, just go back to that list you made of your media and influencers and just tag them on everything. Copy and paste all the way down the line so they get all these notifications about this, and try to have other people to do this too. And then it'll look important because it is important. All right, so that's the day of. At the end here, what do you want to do? You want to do your follow-ups just like you would with a rally. Call, email your targets. See if you can get a meeting with them. Tell them we had, you know, X amount of people tweeting and it was really great and everybody's in agreement and you should do this thing. It's a little bit of like evidence to bring to them. You can also call the media during or after the storm to see if they're interested in talking with somebody. Again, point to your numbers, point to your messaging, point to the vast level of interest you created around it and see if they want to do a story. You also want to, especially if this is not going to be your only tweet storm, and I highly recommend if, as you go forward doing events, you include tweet storms as part of them, even if they're not the main event. You want to learn how to use Twitter analytics to see what's working and what isn't. So you go to analytics.twitter.com, sign in as yourself, and you want to take a look at your tweets that you've done around the tweet storm. What was popular? Can you figure out why? Was it the messaging? Was it the time of day? Or was it because a certain person retweeted it? Also, if other leaders do the same, that's even better because you can compare notes. Otherwise, you got your sample of one, which is not a very good sample. See what's working. If you don't know how to use Twitter analytics, we have a video on that. You can go to the Mothers Out Front Learning channel on YouTube and go to Twitter School 4 and get a little easy, quick preview on how to use Twitter analytics. All right, finally, you want to poll your membership. Find out what worked for them. What did they like doing? Who had a great time and they didn't know they were going to have a great time? Who got in contact with somebody as a result, a target or a media? And what didn't work? Were there any barriers? Did somebody have trouble logging on and they might need a Twitter mentor next time? Or maybe extra training? Was there a time of day that people couldn't make it? And now you know, that kind of thing. And on that note, we want to hear from you too, because this is our training for you. So let us know how the tweet storm went. What was successful? Email story@mothersoutfront.org so we can highlight your success, and remember to include your visuals. I'm sure you've created some great ones for the tweet storm. We'd love to put it on the website. And Laura and I want to know what you thought of this training. What was helpful? What were you hoping we covered that we didn't cover? We have a link here, write it down, and then fill out a really quick Google form. Just let us know what you think. Thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful day.